Oh, at 9:20, you mean? Okay, okay. Fair enough. So the approach I take is very important for you to understand, right? There are quite a few students, I won't say quite a few students who may get a little bit, may feel, uh, I'm only explaining this now because this is what I experienced in the last 2 semesters. They get a little bit annoyed after a while because they don't understand the rules of engagement. They think this is a normal class and then things will go on that way. It doesn't, right? It's different. So if we do the same thing in every class, then something's wrong because the subject matter is different. So research project is the same thing, all right? We have the constraints of time, we have the constraints of knowledge or experience in doing it, right? But the most critical thing that I have found is time, right? There may be one or two of you maybe who are doing full time, maybe you have a little bit more spare time. But even then, one has to treat it with a sense of urgency if one doesn't want to get caught out. Okay. And you will find that uh, if you follow what I am suggesting to you, if you follow what I'm suggesting to you, your chances, guys, based on the numbers, 90%. In fact, in this class, if you all of you follow all of you, there's no reason for 100% to be able to score an A. In research project, to get an A is quite challenging compared to other papers, I imagine. Okay. Um, but having said that, nobody has ever failed, right? One always there'll be one who will defer lah, for whatever reason, and sometimes it's things beyond their control. But even then, we want to try and control that so that you can complete on time and you can carry on with your other what should I say, ambitions lah. Okay, so I just want to say that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through very quickly just a few slides, just so that I cover all the key things that you need to understand. This is not about research per se. My discussion here with you all is not about research at all. It is about the rules of engagement. Okay, so I hope you will listen. And at the end, if you have questions, I will provide 1 minute for questions. All right. 30 seconds for good questions and 30 seconds for stupid questions. Suguna, are you okay?
Okay, Prof.
Okay. Okay, good. Right, guys. Okay, the rules of engagement. Here's some of the key basic things that you need to know. Okay. If you follow this, you and me are going to work really well, right? And I'll make sure that your paper comes up to the right standard that is required. Okay. The first step is, of course, to meet your lecturer facilitator, and that will be me, right? Which is all of you are doing it, but you notice some of you are not here. Uh, and even though I am recording it, and they will still not read the recording. You know why? How I know? Because then at the end, after 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they will come and ask me a question which they should not be asking, right? Which has already been covered. These are the people who did not attend. And note, I had sent those particular people a separate email actually. So this is something that, well, I guess it's just the way it is, lah. Okay. And I'm since there are a good, how many of you here? A good almost 27 of you here. You should not be making that mistake. Because why? Because the reason is we want to save your time, and more importantly, I want to save my time. And I'll tell you why you want to save my time, okay, later. So here's the do's and do nots, guys. One is do sufficient reading for your literature review. Have a bit of understanding of your area. You've already done the 3 chapters. I'm not going to go through the 3 chapters again, right? It's called, I try to avoid what is known as redundancy. Redundancy means you go and repeat and do the same thing, and maybe you spend a lot of time but make a slight improvement. That's not useful for me, neither is it for you. Okay. So one is basically do some reading on your literature review on your area. That means you read at the journal paper. Do consider all suggestions fully. I will be giving you suggestions for sure. Please consider, right? And the way I work is I treat you all as adults, right? And all of you here, I can honestly say that you all are very smart, smart enough. So what I will do is uh, later you'll see when I give you comments, my comments are always recommendations, right, on how to improve your paper, right? It's very rare that I would say that you have to do something or change it, because I only do that if there's a risk that you're going to, it's going to be fundamental and you might fail. So I don't want, I want to avoid that. Do attend all scheduled one-on-one meetings. There will be other one-on-one meetings. Oh, this is the only meetings where we meet as a group. Only the first and only and very short meeting, right? The one-on-one meetings will be separate, okay? And I'll go into details on that one. The other thing is, do not submit docs in PDF. Never, never do that. I've told you before, I'm telling you now, do not submit docs in PDF because I want to reply to you fast. I've got no time to look at your document and convert your document. I really don't have time. You send it in PDF, you're going to get nothing, right? Know that. Do not submit incomplete chapters, papers, and ask for a review. Yeah, do not ever. They come to me and says, Doc, I've done chapter 4. This is half of it. Can you review it? Can you look at it? Oh man, that is not done, right? You should already know what all these things involve, right? What does chapter 4? It involves a discussion in chapter 5, and even we want to have a chapter 6, for example, that's a conclusion. Those things should be your research findings, for example, right? Those things you already know what you have to do, okay? So don't keep coming back to me several times, and I'll explain to you why as well, okay, shortly. Do not submit changes without highlighting the relevant sentences. Yeah, sometimes when something comes to me, usually, and I look at it and I say, okay, I give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make these changes or improve on these things. And then you send it back to me, Prof, I've already done it. Can you have a look? And you send me back the paper just like that, black and white. You didn't even highlight the area that you made the change. I cannot go back and read another 40 pages or 30 pages. I can't. It just doesn't make sense. I can't be looking for what specific area that you have made changes to. You have to highlight in yellow. That makes sense. That's just logic. Okay. So some of you already know this, some of you don't. If you don't, you got to know it now. All right. And that way, on this part, does it make any sense to you guys? Okay, the next thing I want to say, if you have any questions, just hold on to it, right? You can ask me shortly, okay? But if you feel you really need to ask me, you can. The other thing is keep the same thread in emails. What does this mean? That means if let's say Al Khalil writes to me, he writes, sir, this is my submission as requested by you, you submit. Okay, then what do? I will reply. I will reply and say something, right? Maybe I say, okay, I think you can do this, you can do that. Then when he writes to me, he writes it to me in a new letterhead, new email thread. He starts a whole new email and writes to me. So now when I want to have the train of thought to see what I have suggested earlier, I have to go and look for his email. Again, I don't have time. So as you know, if you have worked with me before, my approach is the one-touch approach, right? That means I come to you, I focus 100% on you. If Angela Kalang writes to me, I'm writing to her, my attention is 100% on Angela Kalang. I give her everything the best that I can do for her, and then she takes it away, right? And then when she comes back to me, she should come back to me as a follow-up to that email. That means she writes continuously with that email. Don't start on a new email. You know why? Because then I can go back and check. Because there are 30 of you here, I have another 25 PhD students and a whole host of other students. So what Angela Kalang worked with me 3 weeks ago on some detail, I don't think anyone can remember that, right? Unless if there's a thread, I can quickly check, I can get back to her really quick and give her the right direction. You understand? So this is what we mean by keep the same thread in emails, right? Because spending even 10 seconds having to look for that particular email is a waste of time. Okay. Now, the other thing is to remember that you are the expert, right? When you do a subject area, let's say you decide to do human resource, and usually the students are like all of you, you are doing it in an area that you are expert in, right? Arisia may be expert in her own field. Maybe she's in marketing, maybe she's in operations. It doesn't matter what it is. It really doesn't matter. I will not know your field as good as you, isn't it? I won't know, right? Because for example, me, I'm from the pulp and paper industry. I know a lot about it, which you don't know. But what I understand is the principles of the research project and what it takes to do well in it. That I know, right? So I can read your paper and I can follow, but the substance of it and all, it's you. That is why for me, it's no issue. You give an example, you explain something, no problem. No problem at all, because that's your area, right? You can just go with it. That is fine. So that also is good for the student, because as a student of research, it builds your confidence, your ability to speak true to the subject. You should do that. That's good learning, isn't it? Then it builds your confidence. And at the end, when you finish off and you do well and you get an A, wow, it's a good feeling. And it gives you that kind of esteem. And that's like the icing on the cake, if you like, right? The other thing is, of course, always cite your survey questions. Whenever you're doing questions, some of you may be doing qualitative, some of you may be doing quantitative. Always make sure that the questions are not new questions. Oh, new questions are not for a research project. That means you come up with your own questions. This is like a basic no-no. Because when you do questions on your own, there's a technique to test those questions, and that's very extensive, very painful, and you don't have time. So what you would do, if you're doing your subject area, you try to pick questions from existing papers and use those questions. Right? You can adapt them, change them slightly to fit Malaysian context or whichever country you're from. It's fine. Then that's great. Okay. All right. So this is the thing. Overall, when you do a research paper, your research title, research question, and research objective, they must all be syncing. Syncing meaning it must match. And oftentimes, it is a case where your research title talks about a certain area, your research question, let's say you got 3, your research objective, you must have 2. It's better. It's not to say you can't have 4. Arguably, you can, but you should try and keep it simple. Because, you also have to think about during the Viva. During the Viva, your examiner also don't have much time. They have to look. So when you start putting 3 questions versus 4 objectives and all that, it becomes a bit messy. Try to keep it very clear, right? So that everything stays together. And that I'm mentioning it because it's fundamental. If it doesn't, then you will have a problem. You get a very, very low mark. And that is something I cannot control. So this is why we're going to get that right, guys. So you got chapter 5 to 6. Again, usually you should have 5 chapters. And then the introduction, literature, that's quite standard. Okay. So that's about it. The other thing is, one key thing for you to remember, guys, is that you've already done your 3 chapters. And somebody has already looked at your 3 chapters. For the most part, I don't even want you to look at it. I don't want to. I would like for you, if everything's okay on that side, to just go ahead and start doing what you're supposed to do, which is putting out the questionnaire, getting your respondents, and so on. Okay? And your submission deadline to me is the 2nd of May 2026 or earlier. This is an important date, very, very important. Immovable date. Why? Because when you send to me on the train, let's say now Angela has got her 3 chapters, so she goes out and issues the questionnaire, and then how can she go and send out the questionnaire? Because those are adapted questionnaires, so it's fine. Right? So she goes and then she collects all the information and starts doing her work. So she does chapter 4, chapter 5, and the conclusion, references, appendices, all she does. By the 2nd of May, she must send it to me. Full paper. She must send it to me, wherein I will go for a thorough assessment of the paper. Thorough assessment of the paper. Now, some of you are thinking, but sir, if I do chapter 3, chapter 4, can't I send it to you first and this and that? I'll explain to you why that doesn't quite work. If you're doing a PhD with me and it takes 3 years, we have that time. 1 chapter, we do that sort of thing, right? You send it to me, I reply to you after 2 months. I send it to you, you reply to me after 2 months. Why? Because you got 3 years. Now you don't have. You have about 2nd of May, you have about 4 weeks. Sorry, about 8 weeks, I think, right? With the holidays and everything, so you probably have less time. Why don't I ask you to send me chapter 4 first and then chapter 5? Because I need to make sure that everything is syncing. Because if, let's say, I make changes to chapter 4, right? You send to me, I say chapter 4, make these changes. Then you send me to chapter 5. Now, chapter 5, again, I have to tell you to make changes. But if you send me the whole thing, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by the 2nd of May or before that, it's fine if you send me before that. What happens? I will go through the whole thing and I can immediately tell you what's wrong, where the problem is, what you need to change, what you need to adjust. I can straight away tell you, right? For example, now, if you Angela sends me chapter 1 to 3, I said, no, research objective should be this. Research question should be that. I start making changes, which somebody else has already told you to make changes earlier, maybe, I don't know, earlier research methodology class, right? So it's redundancy, right? And then continuously in chapter 4 also she had to make changes. Chapter 5 again and again she's changing, and sometimes when you change something in chapter 4 and 5, you have to go back and change chapter 1, How crazy is that? Which is why the passing rate for PhD is very, very low, less than 5%. That is why. You know why? Because of the constant changes. After a while, you also get fed up. You don't want to do already. You understand? So one has to take into consideration the context, the time, the emotions of both the students and also the poor lecturer, me. Guys, if you do it this way, I tell you, it'll work. Now, some of you saying, oh, but sir, we only meet like this once and then maybe we meet one more time. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. That's what you think. That's what you think. Guys, let me explain something to you. Some of you, your paper may already be good. It's enough. Tak payah buat banyak-banyak changes or whatever, maybe some fine tuning here and there, and then you're fine. And then you can take instruction also. But some of you may not be used to it. Some of you may need more help. So what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. Some of you will have 4 or 5 meetings with me. I'm not kidding you. 4 or 5, the weaker ones. The ones, I won't say weaker, those who are unused to it, who need more assistance. Those, some of you may not even need it. You submit and I find out, wow, this paper is fine. I give you some suggestions. Go ahead, do your PowerPoint slides, start practicing and slay the Viva. That's it. You understand? But others, no. So don't you think it's only fair that the weaker ones, those who find challenges, should need more help? Maybe there's a lot of things wrong with the paper, then we need to give them more help. Begitu. Right? Not. Anybody disagree with that approach? Who disagree? Those who agree, write number 1. Those who disagree, write 2. I want to see. Those who agree, write 1. See, Bashir wrote 1. Tengku wrote 1. She wrote slowly, but she wrote 1. Bowin, Bowin wrote 1. He didn't write. Tu dia. Jadi kita macam ni lah. Kita, we kena apa tu as a group lah, as a team, we try to help everybody. Bermakna yang lemah sikit, we help a bit more lah. Right? But if I spend all my time as much on everybody else, there won't be enough time. I guarantee there won't be enough time because there are 30 of you. 30 papers times 50,000 words or whatever. Not 50,000 lah. I think about 20. That's another thing. Some of you, you know what happens, and that's happened the last time. The word count is very low. Very low. So I have to come in. Sebab kesuntukan masa bermakna that means not enough time. I have to come in and help that student in the last 3 weeks. Sometimes it's like that. So we try lah. I will know your paper. I will more or less know whether your paper is heading the A direction or not. I will know for sure. And then I will. So some of you will find when you give me a reply, the paper is good. I have a very short reply. But when I say, okay, fine, go ahead. Just 2 words, go ahead. I didn't even say anything. So maybe you'll say, you why has sir never say anything? Some of you will say, I'll give you 3 pages of corrections. Yeah, 3 pages of corrections. So if I'm short with you, it doesn't mean that aku tak nampak or I don't care about your paper. Don't think like that. I'm trying to be fast. And I understand the paper is working. Go ahead. Then I go and work on somebody else who needs a bit more time. So that is why it's not to say rather than have 5 people who get A plus, it's better to have 90% who get A and maybe 1 or 2 maybe get A plus, right? So like that. And A and A plus, the CGPA is the same, isn't it? So we try, I hope if all of you agree, we do it that way, right? Not. So that's the whole idea, guys. That is my approach, and then I find that it's very workable, and we want everybody will be able to then succeed together. Let me just put this up again very quickly. Yeah. Where is it? The next point I want to raise is this. Where is it? I'm not sure what else is there. I'm almost done. Yeah, sinking 2nd of May. Guys, make a note of the date. 2nd of May is very important. Now, you are probably asking, sir, why so early? Why 2nd of May? Because one of the big issues, guys, one of the big issues is always timing. Because if you finish by the 2nd of May, if you are stuck for whatever reason, we still have some time for me to help you to fix it. But because don't forget, once dah buat, your paper dah siap and finished already, you now have to, once I give you the go ahead, you do your PowerPoint slides. You do your PowerPoint slides. Then I have to review your PowerPoint slides again. So there's a lot of things to do. So some of you will do some great PowerPoint slides. I will give you samples and all, no problem. Even the full papers, I'll give you samples. I always give my students samples. That is more or less they see, they get it right. It's just that the technical aspect they might get wrong. Conceptual framework, variables, maybe explanation, the inferences, maybe they might get that wrong. And it's not because they are lemah or weak. It's not really, because it's just direction. Once I give them the direction, I show them how to do, they will do it. Okay. So this one. Now, the other important thing is, in your research method is, who are your respondents? And I'm going to talk about that shortly now, right? Who are your respondents? That is the most important thing, because you're going to do the research part now, and you must make sure that your respondents, you boleh dapat. Okay, let me share with you a story. Jadi you remember, I had a PhD student. So, and she's a lecturer already, very capable, no problem, very mature student. And she was doing leadership of what you call this, IT companies, CEO of IT companies, and she's investigating areas of leadership. So the respondents were supposed to be CEO of those companies. And I explained to her, I was having a coffee with her. I said, look, are you sure? Because these CEOs are very busy, and your questionnaire is very extensive and it's qualitative. And do you think they will have the time to even answer even a normal quantitative questionnaire if you write it? I said, no, I can do. Okay, never mind. Jadi dia buat. And after about 1 year, 1 year, slightly over 1 year, then she sent out her questionnaire. She only got 3 replies. She said she needed to get about 185. She only got 3 replies. It's because nobody's responding. If nobody responds, you got nothing to do. There's nothing. That's the end. So I know very well. When I was doing it, you know who was my respondents? I know exactly what the problem is going to be. My respondents were first year university students. Oh, first year university, tak ada masalah. You enter the university, you know some lecturers, you take the stack of questionnaire, can you ask them to answer? Okay, they will answer. The university student, they don't want to, the student, the undergraduate, as long as they don't have to do anything in class, they answer question, they're happy to do. So you can get 400, 500, 600, no problem. So the write-up also we can fix. The technical issue we can fix. Right? All the other things we can fix. But collecting the data, how do we fix that? So you have to make sure that the people that you are going to look for, you can get. Don't assume, don't think you can get. You can be quite sure. Who are they? Right? Some people collect information from people within their own organization. We had one student, she was a HR, so she could send to the whole, and she got a permission of the boss. She sent to all her colleagues, they all answer, no problem. You know already boleh dapat. Your respondents will respond to you. But if you're going to go for some other places that you're not sure, better you discuss with me or you highlight, then we can talk about it. Just to try to make sure that you don't get stuck halfway. Because in this case, your time is so short. If you stuck halfway, you lose 4 weeks already. And suddenly there's a lot of pressure. And then all it takes is your job got some urgent thing to do or your family issue. You will delay, then you have to defer. And that is, I don't want anyone to defer if I can help it, right? I can help you and we'll try and fix it in case something like that happens. Okay, we try. So respondents sangat penting. For me, this first class, this is the first thing I want to tell you. Besides respondents, I want to make sure that some of you, I'm sure, are doing qualitative or quantitative, or some of you may even be doing mixed methods, which I don't recommend, but you can. Mixed methods, and the reason why I don't recommend is because usually it's longer and more extensive, right? So it might be a bit more challenging. But I hope if anybody else is not doing qualitative or not doing quantitative or mixed methods and doing something else, please let me know, right? One of the big issues is some students go and do secondary research, armchair research, they call it, right? Collecting secondary data, meta-analysis. All of these have got different requirements, right? And the standards are quite high. And it's very hard for you to do triangulation when you're doing that. Requirements are different. So be very careful. So if you're doing anything along those lines, later you better let me know, right? Preferably, you should not be doing that. It is not encouraged, right? Not because there can't be a research on meta-analysis. No, there can't be secondary research. No, there can be. But then again, what will happen is, below you must exam, viva, a lot of questions will be asked. It'll be quite challenging. Just to just to let you know, because our challenge now to make sure you should complete on time. And when you finish by the date I've given you, the 2nd of May, if you can do it by the 2nd of May, no matter what happens, I can help you there because we still have 1 or 2 weeks extra. In fact, I really, we have at least 4 weeks after the 2nd of May. And the reason why I give you 2nd of May, because 1st of May is Labor Day, it's a holiday. So the last things you want to do, you can still do on Labor Day, you submit on the 2nd of May by end of the day. Okay. All right. So the point is, at the end of the day, I'll tell you, it's going to be fun, right? It's going to be tough. It's going to be fun. Why I say it's going to be fun? Because I will help you. I will definitely help you. I always love a challenge. Even if it's a weak paper, tapa, I can find a way. So enjoy the journey. The journey will be fun. So, and if you're going to be in my class, you've got to have a sense of humor, lah, right? I know we all are serious. We are dead serious. I'm definitely dead serious. But at the same time, you need to have a sense of humor. Then you won't be so, what lah, and don't feel, jangan rasa macam, don't assume that if I reply to you in 1 or 2 sentences or whatever, that don't take it like that. It's not. Kadang-kadang kita nak bawa cepat itu saja. But at the end, all of the students are very happy. Itu yang penting. Okay, so now that's all done, and we're just a little bit out of time. I think that's really good. So, are there any questions? I'm going to allow questions. Anything else that you want to be?
Prof.
Yes.
Prof. Pandeha here. I saw on CIS, right? The timing says our research project is on Friday 8:30 to 9:30. What is that timing, Prof?
8:30. Is it like that? I'm not sure. We don't follow that. Is it on Eurox? Is it?
No, CIS, on CIS.
Oh, on CIS. On CIS.
I saw it this morning.
We don't work that way, lah. I'm not sure why also it's on CIS. Maybe CIS from before they have put that date or whatever. What days is it? What day?
Friday, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m.
Morning.
Yeah.
That one doesn't work, lah, because as you know, if I put 8:30, 9:30, people are working some more. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
put
was
that.
like, what is this timing actually?
No, we don't work that way. You see, guys, in this thing, we are doing a project. Yang kita nak, what we want is completion. You meet me 10 times, but you don't complete, what's the point? Betul. We want completion. That's what we want. So that's why I said, if you finish, you start doing, you finish, unless you have a certain desperate question you want to ask me, you can always text me, no problem. But what we want is by that deadline, the full 5 chapters, because you've already done the 3 chapters and somebody's already looked at that. We don't want to go back there. The problem arises when we start going back and recorrecting chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, lagi sekali, and you know what? Time is passing, right? And then finally, when you come to 2nd of May, now only you're going to start collecting your data. Then you are late. What we want is whatever information you can collect based on what you have done for chapter 1, 2, 3, you start doing it already. And then in chapter, when you come on the 2nd, we will do a full review of your particular paper. Then for some of you, we'll have many, many more meetings. Yeah. Good question, Fatia. So don't worry about that one. Just follow our queue as long as, and make sure you are on our, and all of you on the WhatsApp group. Anything, I need to put up there, I'll put it there. Okay. Any other question?
Okay. Let Bashir ask first.
Okay, Bashir. Bashir, you're raising your hand. Give me a high five or asking question.
I want just to ask a quick question, please, Prof. So now we have given the green light from you to go ahead for the chapter 4 and 5.
Yes,
When we finish the chapter 5, even before the 2nd of May, we submit to you.
Yes. Even if you finish after 2 weeks, you can submit to me, no problem. Right. And if some of you know, mostly for the most part, I will respond quite fast, and then you'll have time. Got time to fix it, and then you send it, and then I'll tell you what you need to do, and then you send it back to me again. You send it back to me, I'll look at it. It's fine, and I'll say prepare the slides. Immediately prepare the slides, I start practicing.
Okay, Prof. So as long as we are we allowed, if we finish chapter 4, we send it to you to look at it, or no, the whole lot?
No, the whole lot, the whole lot. You know why? Because if you send me chapter 4, I start to make, you see, sometimes what I try to do for the student is I try to reduce the number of changes that have to be made. Sebenarnya, if you want to make changes, it's very painful. If I'm going to ask you to change chapter 3 or chapter 2, it's very sakit. I have to go and ask you to discuss another theory. It's again very difficult. I try to see the whole paper and we try to tell you where you need to make the change so that you don't have to make so many changes. Because I don't know about you. See, like Fatih, all they're very hardworking. Like me, I don't like it. No, when I submit something or somebody telling me to make many changes. Oh man, especially last time when I was working and I have a family and everything, very tough. And I prefer not to do that. So you don't send me chapter 4, don't want. Don't send me half of chapter 5, all that I don't want. And don't say, sir, this is, I'm not sure, sir, this is a draft. No. Do it, look on it, check it, make sure you know what you're doing. Then you send me. Then I give you the feedback. Because now you understand your work. Then you will improve. Any other questions? Good question now.
Prof, good evening.
Good evening. Yeah.
I just want to ask regarding the Xerox. Are we using more on Xerox or now our letter using more on email?
Email.
So less, not much on Xerox.
No, not on Europe. Because previously also, I'm not sure why, but we've always done it by email. After this session, it's all one-to-one. There's no more as a group. So I don't know why also, but somehow we never used Xerox. I don't know if they will change their minds about that or they're very different, but right now it's all email.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
So Angela, when you send me your paper, you send it by email. And then when I make the correction, I send back to you. When you make the repairs or revision, you send back to me through the same thread.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Prof.
Sure.
Hi, Prof.
Yes, Liu, yeah.
Good evening. Liu here. Prof, as you explained just now, I foresee I have some issue with the respondents. Because my respondents are the CEO or decision maker of the companies. So how do we fix that? And can I?
You fix it. Liu, forget it. What industry?
Yeah. And solar, solar panel industry.
You see, even when my student at the time, they kept insisting that they can, I said, okay, then I say you do it. Lah. Because I always say I recommend something. So in your case, maybe you know the either they're all your friends or they're part of an association, maybe that they can answer for you. But if you can't, all you have to do, in my opinion, you adjust it to not CEO. You just change it to senior managers. That means it can include senior managers broadly can be defined as managers, senior managers, general managers, CEOs. So suddenly you've got a broad context of so-called leadership. Lah. You understand?
Okay.
Ah,
But even I
don't-
change to managers, I also worry the response.
Yeah,
Not that,
not only that, no, Liu, sometimes some of my students, I'm again talking about PhD students, they, even though it's hard to get, what they do is they send the thing for 4 weeks, they send, then come back, the people didn't reply, and then for another 3 weeks, they send again, reply again and again, many times, then they get back some replies. So the only problem is it takes time, right?
okay.
So in your case, you don't have time for that. Just don't bother. Uh,
All right, Prof.
yeah,
Sure, I will do that. Thank you.
yeah. Any other questions, guys? Kelvin?
Oh, Prof.
Yeah.
All right. So the research, our research title, right?
Hmm.
It's work in progress, right? It's the proposed title. So
Yeah, no problem. What you do is, once you do everything already, you have your research title, what you think is best or what you have worked with before. If you're not sure, not satisfied, I can look at it again for you. I can give you a suggestion as well.
okay, so
Can make
after
a
we
recommendation.
have one-to-one session with you, so how do we do that? How do we take this to see you or how?
No. What will happen is once you finish your 5 chapters, everybody listen to this. Once you finish your 5 chapters, you've sent out for your respondents, got your answers, written your chapter 4 and 5, you send it to me, then I will be asking you, again, depending on the quality of your paper, I'll give you suggestions to improve, but some of you may need to have that meeting with me, which I will ask for that meeting because I will realize that maybe there's some issue like what you said. Sometimes it's the title, sometimes it's the technical part, sometimes it could be anything, it could be even the references, could be many different things. Yeah. After that, yeah. But for the title, you put the title what you think is correct. I will look at it and then I can. Then when you send the file, you say I don't, I'm not comfortable with the title or I have changed the title. Could I have a look at it? You can put that request, and then when you get it, and I get it from you. See, because no point talking about the title now. I haven't even read the whole paper. If I know the whole paper, I can understand whether the title makes sense or not. So a lot of things work from the back to the front. So, and then you find that when the suggestion is given to you, it's a very good suggestion that can work. Can Fatia just send? Can just send to me.
Good evening, Prof. Kelvin here.
Kelvin, hold on, Kelvin, you're doing qualitative or quantitative?
Right now, Prof, I'm looking or leaning towards quantitative, Prof.
You're leaning, you're
Yeah.
leaning. You should slide.
Okay, my question is here, Prof. I'm kind of intrigued by your last statement previously, doing from title-based back onwards towards your focusing back to your title. This is content back to the title of your thesis. So I just want to check back with you. Do we get a confirmation on the thesis title first from you before we proceed on the whole overview of the thesis, or how?
No. You see, this is a normal perplexity. I call it perplexity, like AI of a student because they are all concerned about the title. Let me give you a story again because that will stick in your head. I was called to be an external examiner for a student, and in this case, it's a master's student by thesis, Multimedia University. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. So the poor girl, I'm not going to blame anybody, but she's been doing it for like 7 years. And to be honest, there was a big issue with the paper. And I'm the external examiner. There's 7 years she's been doing it, right? And that was the second Viva. And again, there's a problem with the paper. So what to do now? And the only way for me to do is to save the girl. So what I do is I look at the paper because everybody else was saying, hey, nonsense. I said, no. What you do is change the title. The paper is this now because what the title and what she's written doesn't sync at all. The title is one, the paper is different. That's a fail, right? That's a fail. But come on, poor girl, she's been 7 years. I said, no. What you do is change the title to suit which shouldn't be done, lah. But the Paksa board have to do. And then she passed. So don't worry about the title. Small issue. If you're not comfortable with it, if you send it to me, I think it's okay. I'll say it's fine. But if you're not comfortable with it, after you've written everything, we can look at it again, and we can change. We can either tweak the title, or we can tweak something inside your paper. Does that make sense, Calvin?
Thanks, Prof. Makes sense, Prof.
Everything is flexible, man. Everything. Don't worry, nothing's written in stone. This is not Moses and his tablets. Yeah. Suguna, are you okay?
Oh, good, Prof.
Good, huh? I tell you, Suguna is so confident. She can't wait to start work, The minute this class is over, she said, Prof, I'm going to start doing it immediately. Huh, Suguna?
I hope so, lah, Prof.
Come on, Suguna. Come on, let's give all of them some, confidence.
Prof, just to recap, the first step is for us to get to you with the 5 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Can you recap for me what are the 5 chapters, please?
I'm getting worried. Zudi, you can just go and Google and see the 5 chapters in one thesis.
Okay.
But Zudi, hey, y'all, Calvin and all, Angela all laughing, but Zudi's actually got a good question. Here's the thing, guys. In a research study, you can have 5 chapters, you can also have 6 chapters. You can even have 7 chapters. In a PhD, you can even have 8 chapters. Right now, it depends on how massive your piece of work is. But if I were you, my recommendation is stick to 5 chapters. 5 chapters is the standard 5 chapters. Chapter 1, which is your introduction, and then your literature review, your methodology, right? Your discussion and your conclusion. Simple, straightforward. So, but some of you may be writing a bit longer, more. It's fine, no problem, right? And so on. But the first step is to make sure. See, guys, in order to get that A in the paper, it's what is called the ballpark. You must be within the ballpark. Let's say Fatiha is doing the paper, so she's a bit worried lah. Title, it's okay. It's normal to be worried. Title, I'm not sure about this and that. It's okay. But my trick is I don't want perfection. Calvin submits, no Fatiha submit. You find out you deal with me. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking to see whether you're inside the ballpark or not. Because even if I say it's very good, Fatiha say it's very good, she go for the Viva, the examiner may say it's not good also. The examiner said, yeah, it's okay. It's like that. Just remember. So if you begin to get preoccupied with the idea that you want a perfect paper, this is where you get stuck. This is where the PhD student gets stuck. So in your case, for a research project, you need to be not only unstuck, you need to be fast. So when Fatiha submits to me, I'm not going to nitpick on her paper, right? That is not my issue. I want to see whether it's in the ballpark first. Then after the second, when we have time, now Fatiha has done a good paper, it's within the ballpark, right? Now when I nitpick her paper, now I say, hey, why don't you change this? That's where, because that's the polishing part. Tapi you belum ada paper pun, your paper is all in different parts, and I'm asking you to fix some small things. No need lah. No need. Let's say Fatiha submit to me, and then referencing, there's some issues lah. They're a bit old. At the start, I will not say anything about that. I only say that after the 2nd of May. Because why? Because now Fatiha has time. Because the paper is already done. She doesn't have to worry. She can sleep at night. But imagine you are in the last 1-2 weeks, because I keep sending it back to you and you keep delaying. Last week, imagine how much stress you go through. It's very stressful. Very stressful. And if you ask any of my students, most of them, they don't have any stress. Because kita selesaikan, we do early, and then we start to improve. Remember the ballpark. That's the trick.
So Prof, the first draft will be done, but without the questions being handed out first, right?
No, how can you do that? You have to hand out the questions. If you, did you do the first 3 chapters? Intro, literature review, and methodology. Have you done that?
Yeah.
You've done that, right? So you got that. So now now you have the questionnaire. You send out the questionnaire, get your feedback, and you start writing out the analysis part, which is chapter 4, right? And then
Yeah.
after that, you do your conclusion in chapter 5. That's it. And now you submit it to me.
Yeah, but I'm afraid like the whole question is not in line of what it should be.
Yeah, but you remember just now what I said. The question where are you getting the questions from?
Hmm.
Where
Okay.
are the questions coming from? That's my question.
Okay. It should be from a previously used questions, right?
Correct. You know,
Okay.
Zuri, you are asking good questions. It's sangat penting to take from already accepted, so that I tell you the question, the examiner say, were these questions adapted or adopted? From where? They'll ask you that question. Then you can say, oh, I adapted it from Mokhtar 2024, something like that. Then they won't question you anymore. Or if you see in your slide, you write a question there, and then you write cited from where, adapted from where, they won't ask you any more questions. They go and ask other things. Kalau tidak, that's one of the key areas. So that is why when I'm advising you or recommending to you, I'm recommending from the point of view of the questions they ask. I'm trying to fix that part. You are talking from the front. I'm talking from the back. I'm trying to look at the question they ask. So that is why I said from the start, it must be an adapted and adopted. No more own question. At this stage, it's not possible. Very difficult. Okay. Any other question?
Hi, Prof.
Lukman. Yeah.
Lukman here, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I have a question, two questions
Okay.
actually. First one is the questionnaire. What's a good numbers of reference? 2, 3, 5 reference for the question?
Oh, it depends on where you think. See, Lokman, when you doing one area, let's say doing an area of HR, and there's another paper that they have done, but a similar area, and they've used a certain questionnaire, but it was done in Europe or Africa, whatever. So and it could be well be that all those questions are using the same question. So it's only one reference only. Yeah.
Okay, so acceptable if
One
I refer only one scholar
and
or paper.
as long as it fits what you want to do. But sometimes maybe somebody else, let's say if Calvin is doing, but Calvin says, this paper, part of it is what I'm doing, part of it is not. The other part from some other paper. Then he will take questions from 2 papers, so he'll have 2 reference.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. These are things I will check for you also when you send it in. Any other questions, guys? Okay, guys, here's how it is. Right now, on the spot, it's quite hard for you. Maybe sometimes you may have a question, but not today. Maybe tomorrow, day after, and a week after. If you have a short question, just drop a note to me by WhatsApp. Don't make it a habit, but you know what? Unless you really need it, you really need to ask, then you can ask. Another thing, just is between you and me, all of you. When you write to me by WhatsApp, please don't say, "Good morning, Prof," and then you send. Then you wait for 5 seconds. I don't know why you wait for 5 seconds. "Prof, how are you doing, Prof?" And then you send it to me. Then you wait for another 5 seconds. And then you say, "Prof, I have a question." And then you send to me. Oh my God. Don't ever do that. So if Lukman is writing to me, don't laugh. Then if Lukman writing to me, Lukman will say, "Hi, Prof. My question is this. Please let me know like that. Oh, hi, Prof. Good morning. This is the question. In one WhatsApp and send it. Itu saja. Don't give me 4, 5. Because I would normally I can reply quite fast. But when you are doing that, I'm dumping my phone. I'm working on something else. So tolong jangan. I don't know why lah. Some students, not all of you lah, but some students do that lah. Ooh, that's really time wasting lah. Time waste. Any other questions, guys? 26,000 people here. Farah, are you okay, Farah?
I'm okay, Prof, but I want to ask something.
Hmm.
What is the maximum word count for the thesis?
I don't know. I've forgotten. Anyone know? What's the word count? 12,000 or 15,000, something like that.
Prof, don't be like this, lah, Prof.
Well, hey, Fatia, come on.
Okay,
Hey,
Prof.
Fatia, you are supposed to know. You didn't read the schedule or whatever.
No, we know chapters 1 to 3 is 15,000 words, including references.
Prorate lah, maybe 20. Like,
If it reaches 50K, right, it's not even half, Prof.
it's not 50K lah. 50K lah. No, 50K is a lot, right? I don't think so, you know. I can't remember. Is it 25K? Maybe, I don't think it can be 50K lah.
Prof, if it's 25K, right? So we need another 10K to go. So we already done 15K. So 10K okay lah.
Okay lah. Tapi sebenarnya kira macam tu. Let's say some of you, Fatia, your first 3 chapters, let's say I tell you, it should be 25K. Then your first 3 chapters already 20K. I'll do 5K. Macam, you must write according to what needs to be written first. Forget the how many thousand also, don't worry so much lah. I mean you should know. I check lah, I can't remember. Kelvin, you check Kelvin. Kelvin,
Wait, let me check lah, Prof. Relax lah.
see, I tell you lah, Fatia is the only one who wants to help all of us, including me. You know why? Yang penting if you don't care, I don't know lah, maybe that's my style. I don't bother about the word count. I just what needs to be done. To add on the words is very simple. I can expand on many different things. Itu tak ada masalah. But more important is all the things must be in there. Okay, yeah. Okay lah. Anyway, Fatia, let us know what's the word count. Bashir, Bashir.
Yeah, Prof. It depends for humanities and social sciences between 20,000 to 40,000 words. Business management education, 15,000 to 25,000.
Yeah, Bashir, you cannot say like that. We have to follow the Uni Razak requirement. There's a requirement somewhere. It's written somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, but this is the standard.
Yeah, Bowen. Shamini,
Yes, sir.
you okay?
Okay.
See, I called Shamini. The 2 people answering. So powerful.
Prof,
Bashir,
minimum word count is 20K.
20K. Yeah lah. That's why. Cannot be 50K. I tell you, she's already doing her doctorate. Don't do your doctorate. You don't play the fool, but Fatia, you jangan main-main. You tulis nanti you hantar, send to me 50,000 words. Suddenly, at the end of 3 months, instead of giving you an MBA project paper, they give you a PhD. You be careful.
Bro, I have to know, right? Because they only give the first 3 chapters 15K, so okay lah. 20K, okay lah. I have 5 more to go.
For those of you who send more than that, you will get a PhD or a DPA. Don't know.
You sure Uni Razak will give PhD? You sure?
No, I'm booking it. I say this one qualify for because the word count very high. And she did it in 3 months. Oh, yeah. Okay, who else? Lawrence, are you okay? Siti Normaisa. She's asking a question. Yes, Siti. Siti, you have a question? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Siti. Sorry.
The mic.
Sure, maybe the mic, something's wrong, I think. Pramita, you know how to fix a mic?
No lah, Prof. Did biomedic and into business, not yet into technical department.
Hey guys, I'm telling you, I've got the technique down pat lah on how to do this. So you guys don't worry. I already know the kind of questions they're going to ask also. I know how. You see, one of the things is, some of you may be thinking, your second of May must submit so early. No. You know why you submit early? Because once you submit early, while we are fixing your paper, you also have time then to do your PowerPoint slides properly. You won't be rushing. So that time we'll be fixing it. Turning in report. So my son. No need. Oh, sorry. At the end. Bila dah selesai lah. At the end, when I've done your paper, I make corrections for you, this and that. Some of the students, I'm telling you, you guys don't know yet lah. Even the abstract I write for them, So those who need the help, you don't worry. If I see it's weak, some parts I even write for them. The whole abstract, I write for them. Some of them, even the whole conclusion part, 3/4 I write for them because it's too many errors. So I do it for them. It's okay. So that is why there are some students who need that kind of help. Then we help them lah. But those who are okay, then it's okay, right now. That's better lah. Kalau tidak, then the student will struggle. We do it that way.
Prof, just one question. Is the main mode of communication will be WhatsApp or email?
It will be the submission, or when you submit a paper to me, it must be by email, not on WhatsApp. But if you happen to wake up one morning and you have a question that you can't seem to resolve, that you think that you want to ask me, only if you have to, then you send by WhatsApp. But otherwise, papers must go by email following the same thread. Let's say, Zuri, you write to me today, and I reply to you. Then when you reply through that same thread. Then we can do things very, very fast. Otherwise, if I'm busy, because I'm busy, so I have to go and look for your earlier mail and all that. There are too many students, too many, so like that. Because usually my reply is very fast. I check it very quickly so that you have time, because you are also working, many of you, right? So that kind of thing. What else? Yeah. Any other questions? If you can please ask. There are no silly questions. I'll just laugh at you. That's about all. Who else is here? Parameswari. Miss Param. Who else is here? Mugilan, are you okay?
Good for now, Professor. Let's see how it goes in the next few weeks.
Don't see how it goes. Next it goes. No.
Hope so.
Guys, here's the trick. Don't look for perfection. You do your best. You can follow a lot of examples. If you want, I will also send you some samples. Even for the slides also, I will send you samples. First, you follow me. Follow the Kurang, you follow so that you are in that ballpark, as I call it. We do that. Once guys, once your paper is actually done, finished, let's say I've reviewed it and you looked at it, it's not perfect, but I've given you some further questions. Your life will be very easy because you can slowly take your time and do. There's no, and you can attend to your work as well. Because work is important, or your family. So then your life will be very easy. The last 4 weeks will be very, very easy. I guarantee you. While others will be struggling. So if we struggle, we go a bit faster at the start. Then at the end, we relax a bit. Okay, anybody else here? All of you are here. Let's see. Lao Zin Han. Lao. Miss Lao, are you here?
Yeah.
Are you okay, Lao?
Yeah, okay. For this moment.
Don't worry, guys. If your paper, even if you feel that, oh, my paper is not good, or I'm not sure, you're uncertain, don't worry. This is what I'm here for. I'll help you. I'll help you for sure. Saroja?
Yeah, all good, Prof.
You good? I had dinner?
Yeah, I just had. You?
No, I didn't. I mean, I'm only focused on y'all. I don't eat. Never clap also. Saroja very bad now. See, I do like this sort of sacrifice. She never clap, never do anything. No.
No. I will do that.
Behind the screen, we all are enjoying actually talking to you.
Yes, guys, I'm
Good
telling you
thing you had
guys.
it at the end of the day, so we can actually like
I
unwrap
know.
everything.
Yeah. Don't worry about anything, guys. Just do step by step. Don't worry too much about the future in that sense, whether the paper is concerned. Just do. You write what you is workable. Even your bahasa. Don't worry about language. Also, it's not about that. That one also we can fix easily. Many things we can fix. All are doable. Like nothing. And the only thing is timing. We try to arrange it. That's why I'm putting the date there. Then you'll be fine. Right? Don't worry about anything at all. And imagine the last one, 90% is A. Very, very good, It's very good. And some of the students were very weak. I tell you the reason why we got that good score is because we assisted the weak ones. The A minus ones, I think they did not do the corrections that I gave them. I gave them corrections. See, sometimes if I give you a correction and you still struggle or whatever in that last 4 weeks, you can still come back to me. Say, Prof, I still don't know how to do this one. Then I can help you again. Like that. But if I give you the corrections and you are supposed to do it and you didn't do the correction and you still submit, then there's nothing much we can do, I think. But then again, also, sometimes, guys, this is a viva. I am giving you, let me explain the marks to you. I am giving you 50% of the marks. It's up to me. 50% only. The other 50% is the examiner on that day. So that is why your slides also must be done properly. That is why if you do early, your slides will be nice and good because you have time to do. And you can have more comprehensive slides. And then you can practice presenting also. Then you have more confidence. Things like that. Those little things will count. And then the rest is the other examiners. So, Saroja, on that day, make sure you dress well. Go to the hair salon, do up everything, and look good. Mugilan.
Yes, Professor.
You make sure you wear a suit on that day during the Viva. Look professional. That's what you should do. So
Why not? Let's do it. Why not? We shall do it, Professor.
Yeah. And Mugilan, you're the man. I'm telling you, this guy, I can hear it in his voice. You see, I told him he's going to do it. I tell you, your chances become much, much better. Some of them look like they just woke up in the morning wearing a t-shirt and I tell you, the person who's marking also can't take this guy seriously. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the presentation, right? Presentation, there's marks, by the way. I think 20 or 30% of the mark is presentation, 70% is the work. But I'll be marking on both, and the examiner also mark on both, 50%. So if I do a good job with you, I can give you a very good grade already. The marks will be there. But then it's the other person again has to give you the mark, isn't it? So we all have to do our part now, and then you'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. But that we'll talk more about in the 4th week. Okay. Any other question, guys? Right. So the other thing is, do not simply put anything on our WhatsApp group. Try to keep it clean, because in case I put an announcement, you can put like, heart, all that you can put, but don't write too many things or put all kinds of things, because some people may miss the berita terkini ke, berita update ke, we try to do that, because actually the rest of it should be one-to-one already. So if you submit early, it's fine. I can mark it early, so no problem. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Prof, just one small one.
Yes.
By when are we looking to start this one-to-one session, Prof? And will you, do we need to arrange a time slot with you?
No. I've already given you the instruction now. What you need to do is send out your questionnaires and start doing your writing already. When you submit your 5 chapters, including your reference appendices and everything, I will review it, and then we will have our one-to-one. Because then, Calvin, I'm advising you on the whole paper, not on one chapter. Because I advise you on one chapter, you change, then you make a mistake, come back, I have to ask you to change again and again and again. But if I look at the whole chapter, like just now I said, sometimes we just need to adjust. Instead of adjusting the paper, we adjust the title. We see what we need to do as a whole, and then it will reduce your workload. You understand? because a research paper is not about one part. It's a whole thing. It must sync.
Thanks, Prof.
Yeah, I hope that makes sense to you. It's a good question, but you should start already. Anybody here doing anything other than qualitative and quantitative? Anything weird, odd, strange?
I was planning to do mixed method, Prof.
Mixed method can, but mixed method, Zudi, just be careful. You need to have a lot more explanation. You must explain the quantitative part. You must explain the qualitative part as well. It's okay, can be done. In my personal opinion, mixed method is very robust. Bermakna, you not only have the surface level question, but you also have the depth questions as well. But you must be prepared to, your paper will usually be a little bit longer. Generally,
I was planning to do like quantitative, then for the qualitative it's more of like asking recommendations from their perspective.
Yeah, open-ended questions. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, something like that.
That's how it is. That's fine. That's fine. And
Okay,
usually it's a very good results, that sort of thing, right? Who knows? Maybe you can publish your paper also after that, and same for the rest of you. Even if you're just doing quantitative, you can still publish the paper. If you want to publish the paper, also then later I can assist you with that as well. Okay, Arisha. Yeah, sorry, Arisha. I also have to go. Any questions? Any other questions? No. Okay, good, guys. I really want to appreciate your time. I'm so glad to have all of you on this team, right? And this time, let's go for it. I'm telling you guys, the chances are it's very good because we've already proven. This is not the first time. Even the last few semesters, also, all the students have done very well. You can ask them. I cannot bluff you on this one. I mean, the last one and the previous one. The method works. And the method is to help the weaker ones, and the good ones help them to finish fast. The weaker ones we spend no time, but those who are good, you go ahead, finish fast. Done. That's it. And then towards the end, when we have time, suddenly we are spending the time polishing the paper, trying to push it even further. Okay, everybody. So if everyone's good, thank you again. And I really look forward to seeing your papers, and we will work together closely. Okay. All right. So take care and be well.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay,
Good
guys.
night.
Thank you, Prof.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Thanks, Prof.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Prof.
Thanks, Prof. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Thanks, Prof. Good night.
Good night.